Hold on, wait a minute. I'm completely out of breath. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Don't go away, whoever you are. What?
6, what's going on?
Oh, it wasn't. I was just out running.
But it's 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, that's okay. I have these sneakers that light up. God, I hate running. I can't believe there are people who actually do this for fun.
Well, if you hate running, then why were you doing it in the middle of the night?
I had a cookie.
You had a cookie?
Yeah, a big almond raisin one, 125 calories, which takes me about 6 minutes of running to burn off, which is exactly how long it takes me to get up to Honeysuckle Street, which is where I ran into trouble.
What trouble?
The 7-Eleven at the top of Honeysuckle. I was just gonna buy a drink, and I, totally unconsciously bought this glazed chocolate coconut maple donut, and I had to run for the next 47 minutes.
Uh-huh. Well, this is actually perfect, because I was calling to invite you to dinner tomorrow night.
Oh, really? Cool. What are we having?
I don't know, but I've got an idea. You know that fried chicken place my dad took us to way out near the airport?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you run down there and pick up a bunch of stuff and run back here? That way you can eat as much as you want.
Hey, that's a good idea.
You're totally out of control, 6. Goodbye.
Bye.
Your sneakers light up?
Yep.
Don't know about the future, that's anybody's guess. Ain't no good reason for getting all depressed. Fire up your pad and pencil, I give you a piece of my mind. In my opinion, nation, the sun is gonna surely shine. Stop all your fussing, slap on a smile. Come out and walk in the sun for a while. Don't fight the feeling, you know you wanna have a good time. And in my opinion, nation, the sun is gonna surely shine.
Totally cutting edge.
You think it's dull, don't you?
Yeah. But it's a good kind of dull. You look so bland, she'll have no idea what filthy thoughts are running through your head.
Perfect. I'm out of here.
Have a good time.
What's with the frosting?
It's for dessert.
What are you putting it on?
Spoons.
I'd better take a taste of this just to make sure it's not poison.
This is so cool, Tony. I'm gonna sort of be working in your field.
I drive an ambulance. You're gonna be delivering pizzas.
You drive fast and help people get to the hospital while they're still breathing. I'm gonna drive fast and help people get their pizzas while they're still hot. The only difference is, if you're late, your customers die, mine get a free Coke.
You know, I used to deliver pizzas when I was in high school.
Really? So, you have any advice for me?
Don't smoke dope.
I don't. What does that have to do with delivering pizzas?
Well, I used to get high before my shift. Always ended up eating all the pizzas. And the boxes.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna try to stick with this job for a while.
What's the longest you lasted on a job so far?
A week. But this time, I'm gonna try to double that.
Is it all right?
I'm not sure. This could be the slow-acting poison. Sometimes they hide it at the bottom of the bowl.
Well, I'll just make some more.
I better test that, too.
Dad, listen to me. You're eating because you're nervous. You're worried that you're going to make a bad impression. But trust me, dressed the way you are, you're not going to make any impression at all.
Really?
Absolutely. You're completely anonymous.
Well, if you say so.
Now, unless you want to sit around here and talk about guys with me and Six and Julie, just leave. Go to this woman and let her see you in all your raging blandness.
Who's Julie?
Check this out. She's vice president of the Honor Society, straight A student, cheerleader, the works. Then it turned out she was bulimic. I guess she was so concerned about her looks, she was making herself throw up after meals like every day.
She might not have been my first choice for dinner.
She's okay now. She went to some clinic for people with eating disorders, kind of like a reverse McDonald's. You know, she's really lucky that someone found out what was going on.
Yeah.
You know, Tiffany, you really shouldn't call an ambulance just because you're late for a movie. This vehicle's for emergencies.
This is an emergency. You know me. If I miss the previews, it like totally spoils the whole movie. And I have to have all my candy and popcorn and everything.
What kind of candy?
Red vines.
That's not candy. That's like hollow candle wax. And the box they come in probably has more nutrition than they do.
Do you have a phone in this creamsicle on wheels?
I have a two-way radio.
Right, like I'm gonna radio my nutritionist and say, like, sorry to bother you with the ashram, Carlos, but would you tell this idiot how much nutritional value red vines have? 10 pour over, right?
Here I am doing you this big favor, one which could get me fired, incidentally, and you're giving me grief. Believe this.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's nice to hear you say that, but I really don't believe you.
Nobody ever does. Why is that?
I think it's because you're self-centered, shallow, and insincere.
No, that's not it.
Of course not.
Can't you go any faster?
You want me to go faster, huh?
Yeah, step on it, okay? What are you doing?
I just don't believe you're really like this. I mean, it's not possible for a human being to be so completely full of herself.
Sure it is. Now get me to the movies or I'll have your badge.
I don't have a badge.
Well, then I'll sue you for that stupid patch.
You don't exist, okay? You just don't exist. I'm radioing for a taxi.
You hateful man! Here I was thinking you've become this salt-of-the-earth worker type when you're nothing more than a small-minded, white-sock-wearing, nasty, dreadful piece of dog do.
Yeah, well, whatever I am, you're twice as bad.
I am not.
You are too.
I'm not.
Are too. Are too.
Come here. Oh, God!
Hi.
Hello. What a terrific house.
Oh, thanks. How sweet.
I want the pot back when they...
Shall I?
Why not? I'll just take a quick inventory and try and figure out your net worth.
Oh, be quiet. Thanks for having me.
I figured it covered a lot of bases.
You do have a naughty streak, don't you?
I think I still do. It's kind of tough to remember.
Can I get you a scotch?
Sure. But first, there's something I'd like to say.
You're not going to go weird and tell me you've shaved all your body hair or something, are you?
I have, in fact, done that, but that's not what I'm going to tell you.
Okay, let's hear it.
All I really want to say is, I really like you, Carol. I like your house. I like your eyes. I like your clothes.
Well, we're about the same size. Would you like to try my dress on?
Gee, what would you wear?
I'd think of something. However, there is something that you need to know, too.
Worshipping Satan doesn't really bother me that much.
To a lot of guys, it's worse than that.
Now you've got my attention.
I have children.
Oh, so do I.
I have 5. Still want that scotch?
Make it a double.
Coming up.
name's Nick. What's yours? Now, let's just sit here and be rude to each other, shall we? You know, I've heard sometimes UFOs come down and pluck bad little children right out of their homes and whisk them off into space. Interesting, huh?
My daddy is much better than you. He's bigger and stronger and smarter and much more handsome and richer and taller and smarter and better and smarter.
Is he smarter?
Yes. I hope bugs crawl up your nose. Do you realize that it's 10 miles from the airport?
6, you didn't.
Gotcha.
Smells great.
Oh, thanks. I don't know why I am saying thanks. Why do people take credit for the way food smells? It's like I was sitting near Billy Hightower's mom at the basketball game on Friday, and she said hi because she knows me from when, like, Billy and I were, like, 3. One time she discovered us playing doctor, and I think she still believes Billy's actually going to become a doctor and I'm going to marry him, which is a pretty heavy-duty fantasy because as we both know, Billy's a lot more likely to become a rockette. But anyway, I want to say something friendly, so I say, Billy's got such a cute mustache, and Mrs. Hightower says, thanks, and I'm thinking, why is she saying thanks for his mustache? Does she really think I'm, like, complimenting her on her mustache genes or something? Which actually, in her case, I could be doing, but that wasn't how I meant it.
And I was surprised that Billy turned out to be gay.
You were surprised. I'm the one he was playing doctor with. Keep going over the scene in my mind, wondering what I could have done different.
Julie Tucker's coming over tonight, too.
Oh, really? How come?
I figured we needed a blonde in case we played Charlie's Angels. I'm kidding, Six. I just thought it would be nice.
Oh, cool. Maybe she picked up some dieting tips at Barf College.
Six, you don't need to go on a diet. You're turning into like a teen cliche.
Yeah, well, Julie probably wouldn't want us to bring up the subject of food anyway. Come to think of it, she probably wouldn't want us to bring up the words bring up.
Stop it. She's just a normal person who had a problem. Like Tony's a normal person who had a problem. Although, I have to admit, I did laugh at some of those Upchucker Tucker jokes.
See, that's what I'm afraid of. That when she's here, I'm going to say something, like, really embarrassing.
Relax. You won't.
Oh, please. Bob Dylan makes me want to puke. I mean, I'm not a big fan.
Julie, toss the cookies, would you? I mean, hand them to me. Just, thank you.
Look, you guys, we don't have to pretend that we don't know what I've been through. It's okay.
Well, I think it's great that you can talk about it. Can you talk about it?
Sure. Well, how'd it start? Well, at first I was just dieting and counting calories. I didn't even see it coming. Then I started exercising fanatically, fasting, and the next thing I knew, I was going on these unbelievable binges, eating like whole huge pizzas. So it all started with counting calories and stuff? Yeah. Well, did you find anything that works? Because I'm on this skip lunch, eat half a dinner diet. I don't trust any diet where you don't eat 3 meals a day. Oh, really? Great, because I had to lose my lunch. I don't mean lose my lunch, I mean skip my lunch. Never mind.
This may be an odd question, but does anyone want dessert? You know what they say, there's always room for frosting.
I'd love some, but hold on to it, I'll be right back.
No.
Your pepperoni pizza?
You're new, aren't you?
Yep, it's my first day on the job.
You are the third new pizza boy this month.
Jeez, I guess you must like pizza, huh?
Not as much as I like delivery boys.
Oh,
I don't suppose this one's on the house?
no, I got it right here. That'll be $10. I'm sorry I'm on time, otherwise I could offer you a free Coke.
Well, here's your 10. Do you accept tips?
Sure, why not?
Well, I don't have any change, so, please accept this. What's your name, pizza boy?
No, it's Joey.
Would you like to, stay and chat, Joey?
I wish I could, but, look,
Mrs. Robinson.
Oh, look, Mrs. Robinson.
In the flesh.
God, this feels so familiar.
Does this feel familiar?
Hey, Mrs. Robinson. I'd love to stay, but I have a lot more deliveries to make, and, where's Mr. Robinson?
He's out for the evening.
I see. Well, I really have to go.
Joe, you are a very good-looking boy.
So are you. I mean, you're an extremely attractive woman. Mr. Robinson is a very lucky man. I really have to go. Bye.
I don't think I was a real big hit with your kids.
Jenny seemed to warm up to you.
She tried to set me on fire.
Sign of affection.
5 kids, huh?
Yep.
Are you Catholic?
No, here's how it happened. The first one I was on the pill, second one IUD, third one diaphragm, fourth one rhythm, and the fifth one we planned.
I guess you're pretty fertile, huh?
You could grow tomatoes in my hair.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'll call you tomorrow.
good. Nick, here's the thing. I haven't met anyone that I've wanted to be serious with in a long time. All I am asking is that you don't lead me on.
I won't. But I'm gonna need some time. I mean, the fact is, between us, we have 8 children.
And they are between us, aren't they?
At the moment, yes.
Well, that's just the way it is.
But everything is subject to change. I haven't been serious about anybody for a long time either. I'll see you again.
I hope so. Good night, Nick.
Well, this was really great, you guys. I'm not even going to try and figure out how many calories it was.
It was 56,000.
Oh, terrific. I'm glad we got to talk, Six. Yeah, me too. You said some things that were really interesting. I know that sometimes this kind of information's hard to swallow. But I don't think it'll come up again. Barf college humor, it's all right. Okay, see you later. Take care.
Good night.
Bye. Well, I should probably be going too.
Oh, well, thanks for coming, Julie, and for sharing that stuff about your life. I can't believe I just said thanks for sharing.
Look, Blossom, I haven't completely beaten this thing yet. I'm okay most of the time, but once in a while,
I get in moods where I don't think straight. I'm sorry to hear that.
Thanks. But I think I'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm sure everything will come out all right. I didn't mean that. Good night.
Good night.
Hi. Did you order another pizza, Mrs. Robinson?
Yes, I did. Come on in. Close the door.
Okay, but I only have a minute.
Oh, I'm sure that's not true.
Jeez, are you expecting somebody, Mrs. Robinson?
You, Joe.
Whoa, what a job! No wonder they keep the salary so low.
Put the pizza down somewhere, Joe.
Jeez, how many pizzas can you eat? Did you finish the other one already?
I don't give a damn about the pizza.
Sorry, Mrs. Robinson, but I'm still gonna have to charge you for that.
You can charge me whatever you want.
Wait a minute. If you're not gonna eat the pizza, why did you order it?
You're not really that dumb, are you? Oh, don't answer that.
Oh, God. I can't do this.
How do you know until you've tried?
No, I mean, if I do this, I'm gonna get fired. I have 3 more deliveries to make tonight, including, one in Pasadena.
And one in Ventura and one in Culver City.
Yeah, how'd you know?
Because I'm the one that ordered all of them. So now, you have 2 hours free, and so do I. Hmm?
Oh, so you want to come to Pasadena with me?
No, Joe. Here. Have some wine.
You know I'm a minor.
When I'm done, you'll be a major. Here's to you, Joe.
Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Well, how's the working boy?
Exhausted. I just came back from 3 wrong addresses. 1 in Pasadena, 1 in Ventura, and 1 in Culver City.
Wait till you hear what happened to me. I kissed somebody I shouldn't have.
Me too.
Mine was an old friend.
As old as my friend.
But let me tell you this. I've known this girl for like 10 years, and I've never felt a thing for her. And then at the moment, I find myself angrier than I've ever been before in my entire life. Boom! I'm making out with her.
Amateur night. I made out with a customer. A woman customer.
You met Mrs. Robinson.
How'd you know, Tony?
You feel funding a little?
No, I'd rather just talk.
Well, Mrs. Robinson was my first.
Really? She was my first. And my second. See, the first was a pepperoni pizza, and the second was a garlic pizza with extra cheese.
Good night, Joe.
Good night, Tony.
Hey, Blossom, can I ask you something?
Sure.
You promise me you'll be honest.
Promise.
Okay. Did you invite Julie Tucker over because you're afraid I'm going to end up praying to the porcelain god?
No, not at all.
And you wanted her to talk to me about it?
6, the thought never even entered my mind. Do you think Eddie Vedder's good looking? You know, that guy from Pearl Jam?
Blossom,
Yeah.
you don't have to worry. I mean, I'm glad you did, but you don't have to.
What worry? Who's worried?
You were worried.
Would you stop with the worried already? Eat a pie, puke your guts out. I don't care. I'm trying to ask you a serious question here.
Okay, go ahead.
If Eddie Vedder weren't a rock star, do you think anybody would look at him? I mean, have you ever tried watching him with the sound off? He looks like he's having a spaz attack.
Yeah, isn't he cool?